Brave warriors, Clifford and Northumberland, come, make him stand upon this molehill here, that wrought out mountains with outstretched arms, yet parted with the shadow of his hand. What? Was it you that would be England's king? Was it you that revelled in our parliament and made a preachment of your high descent? Where are your mess of sons to back you now? Huh? The wanton Edward and the lusty George. And where's that valiant, crook-black prodigy, Dickie, your boy, that with his crumbling voice was wont to cheer his dad in mutinies? Or, with the rest, where is your darling Rutland? Look, York, I stained this napkin with the blood that valiant Clifford, with his rapier's point, made issue from the bosom of the boy. And if thine eyes can water for his death, I give thee this to dry thy cheeks withal. Alas, poor York, but that I hate thee deadly, I should lament thy miserable state. I prithee grieve to make me merry, York. What? Hath thy fiery heart so parched, thine entrails, that not a tear can fall for Rutland's death? Why art thou patient, man? Thou shouldest be mad, and I, to make thee mad, do mock thee thus. Stand, rave and fret, that I may sing and dance. Thou wouldst be feed, I see, to make me sport. York cannot speak, unless he wear a crown for York, and lords bow low to him. Hold you his hands, whilst I do set it on. I marry, sir. Now looks he like a king. Aye, this is he that took King Henry's chair, and this is he who was his adopted heir. But how is it that great Plantagenet is crowned so soon and broke his solemn oath? As I bethink me, you should not be king till our King Henry had shook hands with death. And will you pale your head in Henry's glory and rob his temples of the diadem now in his life? Against your holy oath. Oh, 'tis a fault too unpardonable. Off with the crown, and with the crown his head. And whilst we breathe, take time to do him dead.
Shh. Shh. Come closer. Come. Look into my eyes. I was always a fascinating creature, you know. Tender, sensitive, thoughtful. I was wise beyond my years, and so flexible in the writhing of my graceful body. It would give you pleasure to watch me dance, would it not? Shall I dance for you? Shall I coil into rings? Shall I flash my scales and wind myself around? Shall I clasp you to my steel body? in a gentle, cold embrace. One of many, one of many. Shh, shh. Look into my eyes. Why do you look away? Don't you like my writhing and my straight, piercing gaze? Come closer. Come. Do you see my teeth? My white, sharp, enchanting little teeth. I used to bite, when I kissed. Not painfully, no. Just a nibble, a tender caress. I would bite until the first drops of blood appeared, until a cry came forth like the tinkling of a bell. It was a pleasant experience. Do not think otherwise. If my little bite was unwelcome, those who I kissed would not have come back for more, would they? And they did come back. They came as if drawn by some irresistible force by the pull of the moon. They couldn't help themselves. And I kissed them many times. It is only now that I can kiss but once. How sad. Only once. One kiss for each. How loving it is. For a loving heart, a sensitive soul, striving for a perfect union. But it is only I, the sad one, that kiss only once. I must seek love again. Because my lover knows no other love but mine. To him, my one tender nuptial kiss is binding and eternal. I will not deceive you. But when my story is ended, I will kiss you too. I love you. Look into my eyes. Isn't it true that my eyes are magnificent and enchanting? Have you ever seen such a firm look, such a straight look? It is steadfast. It is steadfast and like steel forced against your heart. I look ahead and sway myself. I look and I enchant. In my eyes, I gather your loving, your fear, your fatigue, your submissive longing. Come closer. I am a queen now, and you cannot fail to see my beauty. Look into my pupil. I can narrow it and I can widen it and give it a peculiar glitter, the twinkling of a star at night, the playfulness of all precious stones, of diamonds, of green emeralds, of yellowish topaz, of blood red rubies. Look into my eyes. It is I, the queen. I crown myself. And that which is glittering, burning, and glowing, that which robs you of your reason, your freedom, your life. It is poison. It is a drop of my venom. But I warned you, did I not? How is this happening? I cannot say. I bear you no ill will, you nor the others, one of many. I love you. Do not laugh. If you do, I'll be cross. I shall not give myself to you. And I want to open my heart, my sensitive heart. I want to share with you everything, my whole life, my essence. I want you to understand my suffering. I want you to, I want a consort, an equal, a perfect union. But it is not possible. All my efforts are in vain. I'm alone. I'm always alone. My first and final kiss is full of rippling sorrow. And the one that I love is not here with me. I must seek love again and tell my tale from the beginning. If only to hear a familiar voice. My heart doesn't want to open, doesn't want to bear itself. And the poison torments me, and my head grows heavier. Am I not beautiful in my despair? Come closer. Come closer. I'm almost ready to kiss you. Even now, I can taste the venom. I'm preparing it for you. I am a queen. In this tiny drop, I carry death unto the living. And my kingdom is limitless. Even as grief is limitless, even as death is limitless. I am a queen. My look is inexorable. My dance is terrible. I am beautiful. One of many, one of many. Look into my eyes. Do you see in them anything frightening? A terrible glimmer and a flash? Do you feel fear? Do the rays of my crown blind your eyes? Are you petrified? Are you lost? I shall soon dance, my last dance. Do not fall. I shall coil into rings. I shall dimly flash my scales. I shall clasp my steel body to you in a gentle, cold embrace. Here I am. Accept my kiss. My nuptial kiss. It is a deadly grief of all oppressed lives. One of many. One of many. I love you.
I used to be a very negative person until I took this personality workshop, which totally turned my life around. Now, whenever something bad or negative happens, I see the positive. Now, if I'm having a bad day or someone I thought was a good friend betrays me, or I've been hit by one of those stupid people riding their bicycles in the opposite direction on a one-way street, of course, you hadn't looked in that direction, and there they are, about to maim you or kill you. Now, when these things happen, I say to myself, at least the glass is half empty, not half full. Sorry, I said it backwards. Force of habit. I say to myself, at least the glass is half full, not half empty. Of course, if they hit you with your cycles, your glass wouldn't be half full or half empty. It would be shattered to pieces and you would be in the hospital or be killed. But I'm trying to be positive. I really am. That's what I'm doing with my life these days. I was sick of my personality. I wanted to be joyful and happy. I wanted my life to be half full, not half empty. So I used to say to myself, you don't have cancer. At least not today. You're not one of those starving children in Africa or China or India. You're not blind. Look at the sunset. Look at the sunrise. For God's sake, why don't you like them? But now I do. Unless, of course, it's too cloudy that you can't see the sun. Or if it's too sunny. Or if it's too cold. I clearly need to take a lot of these personality workshops to complete the process. This is just not within my grasp, this being positive business. But I'm making great strides. My friends don't recognize me. And it's difficult for me to be positive because I'm very sensitive to vibrations of people around me. Or maybe I'm just paranoid. I was in the supermarket the other day trying to buy some tuna fish when I sense this disturbing presence right behind me. There was something about her gaze which made me realize that she was disturbed. You shouldn't look at a crazy person directly. That's what I thought. So I thought, let me pretend to be engrossed looking at these cans of tuna fish, trying to figure out if they're in oil or in water, and she'll just go away. But instead, she took her fist and bam, slammed my head and said, "Why don't you move, asshole?" Now, why did she do that? She hadn't even said, "Would you please move," at some initial point, which would have made me realize what her problem was. Admittedly, when I don't really tell people what I want, you know those crazy people who keep talking in the movie theaters? I just ignore them, resent them. On the other hand, I don't take my fists and go wham on their heads. Analyzing it, looking at it in a more positive light. Maybe this woman had a horrible life story, which got her to the point to hitting me in the supermarket. Or perhaps, if her life since birth had been explained to me, I would have tried to make some sense out of her action. But even with this information that I did not have at that point in time, it was my head she was hitting, and it's just so unfair. It makes me never want to leave my apartment ever again. I am the predominant source of energy in my life. I let go of pain from the past. I let go of pain from the present. In places of my body where there was pain, now there is love, light, and joy. That was an affirmation. Thank you.
I thought in the whole wide world that we were special, that we were the only two people like us in the world, that we were supposed to be together forever because we shared something. Because when we were younger, something happened. And somehow, if we stayed together, it would come out all right. But you're making it all wrong. You can't leave me. I can't let you leave me. If you leave, there would be no more us. That can't happen. How could there be no more us? I wish I knew what happened back when I was 8. All I know is something happened to us, like a jigsaw puzzle without enough pieces. I'm the girl and you're the boy. And we were the only two people in this world. Like broken dolls in a box. And we're the only two people. And I was hoping for some cake and some vanilla icing with candles, like angels in the dark. And I don't think I'm ever gonna get that cake. And I don't think I'm ever gonna understand nothing. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. No, don't bite me. Don't bite me. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Don't bite me. Don't bite me. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Look, baby, he's asleep. Isn't he beautiful? And now he'll never go away. He'll never leave us. Stay there, baby. I'll be right back. When I was 8 years old, I had something. I had potential. I could have been anything I wanted to be. I could have been a secretary. I could have been normal. But then something happened to me. I don't know what happened to me. But I remember a long time ago, I acted in a school play. I played Charlie. I don't remember what happened at the end. I don't remember what I did at the end. But when the play was over and the lights went out and everybody went home, and I was 8 years old, I blew out the candles for the very last time. My brother and me, we used to be normal. We rode horses and bikes. We dreamed of being cowboys and princesses. We acted in school plays. But then something bad happened. Something really bad.
Nothing can extinguish my anger, and nothing can restore my faith. This is not the world in which I wish to live. Have you made any plans? Take an overdose, slash my wrists, then hang myself? All those things together? It couldn't be possibly misconstrued as a cry for help. It won't work. Of course it would. It won't work. You would start to feel sleepy from the overdose and will not have the energy to cut your wrist. I'll be standing on a chair with a noose around my neck. If you were alone, do you think you might harm yourself? I'm scared I might. Could that be protected? Yes. It's the fear that keeps me away from the train tracks. I just hope to God that death is the fucking end. I feel like I'm 80 years old. I'm tired of life and my mind wants to die. That's a metaphor, not a reality. It's a simile. That's not reality. It's not a metaphor, it's a simile, and even if it were, the defining feature of a metaphor is that it's real. You're not 80-year-old, are you? Are you? Or are you? Do you despise all unhappy people, or is it me specifically? I don't despise you. It's not your fault. You're ill. I don't think so. No, I'm depressed. Depression is anger. It's what you did, who was there and who you're blaming. And who are you blaming? Myself. Body and soul can never be married. I need to become who I already am and be loved forever at the incongruity which has committed me to hell. I will drown in dysphoria in the cold black pond of myself, the pit of my immaterial mind. How can I return to form now that my formal thought is gone? Not a life that I could countenance. They will love me for that which destroys me, the sword in my dreams, the dust of my thought, the sickness that breeds in the folds of my mind. Every compliment takes a piece of my soul. An expressionist nag, stalling between two fools. They know nothing. I've always walked free, last in the long line of literary kleptomaniacs. Theft is the beautiful, holy act on a twisted path to expression. A glut of exclamation marks spells impending nervous breakdown. Just a word on a page and there is the drama. I write for the dead, the unborn. After 4:48, I shall not speak again. I have reached the end of his dreary and repugnant tale of a sense interned in an alien carcass and lumpen with malignant spirit of moral majority. I have been dead a long time back. Back to my roots, I sing without hope on the boundary. Sometimes I turn around and catch the smell of you. And I cannot go on. I cannot fucking go on without expressing this terrible, so fucking awful, physical, aching, fucking longing that I have for you. And I can't believe that I feel this for you and you feel nothing. Do you feel nothing? I go out at 6 in the morning and I start my search for you. If I dreamt message of a street or a pub or a station, I go there and I wait for you. You know, I really feel like I'm being manipulated. I have never had a problem in my life giving another person what they want, but no one has ever been able to do that for me. No one touches me, no one comes near me, but now that you have touched me so fucking deep somewhere that I can't believe and I can't be that for you because I can't find you. What does she look like? How will I know her when I see her? She'll die. She'll die. She'll only fucking die. Do you think it's possible for a person to be born in the wrong body? Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you for rejecting me by never being there. Fuck you for making me feel shit about myself. Fuck you for bleeding the fucking love and life out of me. Fuck my father for fucking my life for good, and fuck my mother for never leaving him. And most of all, fuck you, God, for making me love a person who doesn't exist. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Oh dear, what's happened to your arm? I cut it. That's very immature, attention-seeking thing to do. Did it give you relief? No. Did it relieve the tension? No. Did it give you relief? Did it give you relief? No. I don't understand why you did that. Then ask. Did it relieve the tension? Can I look? No. I thought you might do that. Most people do. It relieves the tension. Have you ever done that? No? Far too fucking sane and sensible? I don't know where you read that, but that does not relieve the tension. Why don't you ask me why? Why did I cut my arm? Would you like to tell me? Yes, then tell me. Ask me why! Why did you cut your arm? Because it feels fucking great. Because it feels fucking amazing. Can I look? Can look, but don't touch. And you don't think you're ill. No. I do. It's not your fault. But you have to take responsibility for your action. Please don't do it again.
Hello everyone, I'm Neeraj Sujanani, environmentalist by profession, actor by mistake. And I want to thank Sangeeta for her guidance through all these years. And this is the wonderful chance to put up a little show. I will be performing a piece from Othello written by William Shakespeare somewhere probably around the 1600s. And the characters of Iago, Act 2, Scene 3. And what's it then that he says? I am the villain. When this advice I give is free and honest, probable to thinking, and indeed the course, how to win back the more. For 'tis most easy the inclining Desdemona to subdue. In any honest suit, she's deemed fruitful, like the free elements. And then for her to win back the Moor would be to renounce his baptism. All symbols and seals of redeemed sin. His soul is so enfettered with her love that she may make, unmake, and do what she lists, even as her appetite shall play God to his weak fortune. How am I then a villain? To counsel Cassio to this parallel course, directly to his good, divinity of hell. When the devils will their blackest sins put on, they suggest to do it with heavenly shows, as I do now, while this honest fool plies Desdemona to repair his fortunes. And she for him pleads strongly to the more. I shall pour this pestilence into his ear. How she repeals him for her body's lust, and how she strives to do him good. She will then undo her credit with the Moor. So will I use this virtue as pitch, and from her own goodness make this net that shall enmesh them all. Thank you.